To hang a door on a cabinet really simply and easily with no adjustment at all using my 3D printed newly designed door jig. So these are the jigs. You've got right hand and you've got a left hand, you've got two shelf spacers and you've got a selection of shoe spacers. I'm going to go ahead and pick the right hand door jig because we're fitting the right hand door. That's going to simply rest down at the bottom of your cabinet and screw in with the provided 30mm screw. We're going to be using a shelf spacer to build out the same gap as the door jig provides. This is how it works. It sits on a shelf or a top to give you the 6mm gap that you need, which is also built in with the door jig too. Door jig has that 6mm spacer built in just there. There's one placed at the top. I've designed the door jig so your door will finish exactly in line with the bottom of your carcass. But as you can see here, it's stepped down 5mm. We've got a selection of spacers here, shoe spacers. And if you are doing a whole run of doors across a carcass with many doors, this allows for any packing up or removal, just in case your carcass is up and down along the numerous doors that you may have, allowing you to drop that door down if needed. But if not, you will just use the 5mm spacer provided and sit that straight on there. There is 18mm versions of these for inset doors, and then you've got other spacers. You've got 3mm and you've got 1, so you should have all those sizes in the pack. So now we're going to put the 5mm spacer in to build it in line with the bottom of our carcass. All we need to do now is place the door on top of our jig. Before you do put your door in place and go to hang it, make sure that all your hinges are flipped in the closed position first. Now all we need to do is simply place that door on top of the door jig. And then we'll push the top of the door up against the shelf spacer or the top spacer, giving us a 6mm gap just there. It's perfectly in line in height because it's sitting on the shoe exactly how we want it and in line with the carcass. And we've also got our 6mm gap there with the built-in spacer in the door jig. Now the door is resting on the door jig up against the door jig and the shelf spacer. Make sure that your door is 90 degrees to the carcass over your top hinge. Make sure you push it up against your carcass so it's nice and pushed up and flush against your carcass. Using your preferred method, either simply screw in your two 20mm screws directly without a pre-drill, or pre-drill first and then put in your two 20mm long wood screws. Make sure your wood screws are no longer than 20mm. On this occasion, we're just going to put those screws straight in. This door jig makes it possible to be able to fit that door on your own. And now we have the top hinge on, Sean could just simply let go of that door and it's going to hold itself. So if you are on your own, it's possible. The first hinge is on. All we need to do is flip over the next hinge and the remaining two hinges and continue the procedure of putting in the remaining screws. All the hinges are now on. We can simply unscrew the door jig. So now all the hinges are screwed on, there should be no need for adjustment whatsoever. All I would say is that make sure that your hinges are adjusted in the center of all the grub screws on them before you do hang your door and fit them. And that is the door completely hung. There is no need to adjust the hinges whatsoever. It's in the correct height. And we have the correct spacing between the door back edge and the carcass, so when it closes it will be perfect. And if you have adjusted all the hinges in the center, so what we do is make sure both grub screws are adjusted to the center, so we've got adjustment both ways, then there should be no need for adjustment of the door. It should close perfectly and in line with the side that we've just screwed it on. Should we give it a go, Sean?
Yes.
There we go, it's a soft closed door. Perfect. Let's have a look. Perfectly in line with the bottom. And then we've got a gap of about 2.5, 3 mil between the door and the carcass on the hinge side. And then our door is completely level and in line with the side that it was screwed onto. One little tip, if you are doing this by yourself, so what we would advise you to do, because this is quite a small door, this door is only 2 meters tall. If you have got taller doors and you are trying to do this by yourself, instead of screwing on the top hinge first, screw on the hinge that is shoulder length. So around there, maybe your third hinge. That will hold the door completely in place for you to then leave the door, not have to hold it, and to be able to flip the remaining hinges over and get those hinges screwed onto the carcass just by yourself with no help needed. This is the kit provided. We have got the shorter version here, so you do see a hole at the bottom, but we do also have a version where the hole is hidden behind the hinge, which is 100mm up. So you can either have the shorter version where you see the hole, or the longer version where the hole is hidden. They come with everything that you're going to need, including the screws. Take a look at the link on my website. Head to my store to check these out. One thing before we go, they do allow you to use full overlay, which are the completely flat hinges, half overlay, which have got a medium kick, and the inset, which have got a bigger kick. All 3 types of hinges, all 3 type of Euro hinges, kitchen hinges, cabinet hinges, whatever you want to call them. We don't actually have the taller one there to show you, but they do allow you to fit all types of hinges, all 3 types. Go ahead, check out the website, head to my store, buy yourself a jig, save yourself some time and overall money. Thanks for watching, guys. Do you want to say bye, Sean?
Bye, everyone.
Take it easy. Ciao for now.